After 61 days back on skis after a 30-year break, I sure learned some things. 10 big lessons. This whole comeback in my 50s adventures has been an eye-opener. From learning that rest days are basically mandatory now to realizing that skiing in absolutely terrible conditions might be the secret sauce to getting better. So let's begin with lesson 1 because honestly, without this one, the other 9 wouldn't even exist.
Welcome back to Skiing 5.0, the comeback after 50. I am Sunny, a 53-year-old woman who is rediscovering the joys and agony of the slopes after nearly 30 years away. Accountability through documentation was the game changer. I set a measurable goal and I tracked it for 61 days. When you have a concrete target like days on the mountain, terrain you want to conquer, that is where you build real momentum. Way more than any vague, I hope to get better this season. Reality check came fast. I am not in my 20s anymore.
My body is feeling it. Getting old. In some ways, it's awesome because I feel so more confident in myself. But this body.
Variable terrain and all-weather skiing are essential. Rain, freeze, thaw, ice, powder. If it's on the mountain, you gotta ski it. Perfect groomers and bluebird days don't build real skill.
It's been an interesting day. They opened up some new terrain, and there was one trail that was full of death cookies. So I said it reminded me of, those mats, those pads that people put on their cars with the little beads. It was like skiing on a mat of beads.
Rest and recovery aren't optional at our age. Your body maintenance routine is just as critical as your ski technique. We can still push it hard, but listening to our bodies and taking care of them is what keeps us on the mountain.
I'm going to have to turn off the coaching and the numbers because now I'm starting to get a little frustrated. And I know it's just, I haven't been sleeping properly. I've been eating junk.
It's amazing how big the perception versus reality gap is. On snow, I'm thinking, nailed it. Then I watch the video and realize, nope. The camera tells the truth my brain tries so hard to sugarcoat. But getting a buddy, coach, or instructor to video does help, even if it bruises the ego.
I'm going to show you the footage. As Coach says, like, are you sure? Are you ready for some of the comments you might be getting? Because I definitely look like an old lady in my head. I feel that I look a lot better, but that's all part of it. It's going to come eventually, hopefully, ultimately.
What really struck me is
I am definitely an old lady. Look at me. But all right. My knees are definitely knobby. I am an A-framer. We have talked about this before. I know I need to get my arms out more in front of me. Coach tells me, like, in my mind, I think I'm being very active, but he says that I am really static, which I can see.
Last season, I used the Carve Digital Ski Coach. It gave me the helpful feedback, and I could make the connection between feeling it and seeing the data. My ski IQ showed exactly where things fell apart, but I found that the tech doesn't replace intuition or the expert instruction from a professional, but it does help with the learning curve.
I haven't heard of Carve. It's like a digital ski coach on your boot. It tracks your turns, balance, edge angles, basically everything an instructor would look at, but with real data. It's good to see. It's also a little bit of a cringe to see, but this is why I'm putting myself out there to inspire others who are trying to improve as well.
Coming back after skiing in the 70s and 80s means my muscle memory is stuck in the past. Those old habits fight back. And the mental game? Totally normal. I'm constantly reminding myself that technique and gear have changed. You don't fix old habits once, you manage them every day.
That dreaded A-frame while carving where your knees collapse in and you form a big ol' A instead of riding parallel, you're not alone. But don't worry, I will share tips I am working on to help us fix it and get those clean, powerful arcs on the snow.
Being in my 50s, life looks really different now. As an empty nester, I finally have the freedom to spend more time on the slopes and reconnect with a hobby I've always loved. And honestly, I wanted to find other people who are just as passionate about this sport. The world feels a little topsy-turvy these days, and having a community to share joy is one of the things that keeps me grounded and sane.
It was crazy when I got this idea to start a skiing YouTube just to document my journey, just for shits and giggles, just to see. Growing up, never had a home mountain that you became part of a community. And I gotta tell you, especially I feel in this day and age where people are really looking for connection and to share something that makes everyone feel good, it has been wonderful. I tell everyone, like, do what you love, get out and meet other people that like doing what you do, and you start to build a community.
Pushing your comfort zone is everything. I'll never forget something my first boss told me back in the mid 1980s. If you want to run with the big dogs, you can't sit on the porch with the poodles. And honestly, that applies to skiing perfectly. You gotta get out there and just do it.
Howdy, skiing friends. We are in March, and I'm already getting glimpses of the summertime sadness without the slopes. But I am at that sweet spot in my season where I'm feeling pretty badass. Even if my Carve digital coach says otherwise sometimes, jerk. This one is a special video to do. My first solo double black diamond. Getting into a flow before the head wall. Standing at the edge and staring down, that, I'm not a fan of that. I know a lot of people do that, but I see so many people freeze up at the top, but the momentum and the rhythm makes a difference. I need to practice and more my hop turns and my short radius turns on steeps. But, and I think it was a 103 for the run, which I will take that. I will take that.
And finally, work with a professional. I'm lucky my boyfriend is a ski race coach, but I also signed up for a 6-week adult lesson program and surrounded myself with skiers who were way more skilled than me. You know the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Turns out it applies on snow too. Ski with people who lift you up, push you, and make you better.
Gasping for air and praying my quads wouldn't give out. Was it glamorous? No. Was it epic? Oh, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Thank you.
So those are the 10 biggest lessons I've learned skiing after 50. From embracing the hard conditions to breaking old habits, using tech wisely, resting when I need to, and pushing my comfort zone with intention. This season taught me so much about who I am as a skier and who I want to become. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you can follow along with my new season. I'll be pushing myself harder and smarter and documenting the whole journey. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these lessons resonated for you? Or do you have one that you've learned as an older and wiser skier? Share it in the comments. Thanks for being here. See ya on the slopes.